Okay, as you can see up here on the board, I have the first example that we're going to do for the molecular formula. Now, I want you to listen up before you start writing this down, because I want you to do this. And as you write it down, then complete this. What I would like for you to do is write down this example, and when you get done writing down the example, I want you to find the empirical formula, which is what we did yesterday. So, write down the example, find the empirical formula. If you have a question, raise your hand. I will come around to help. As I am right here, okay, and I look and it says the percent composition of a certain gas is 42.9% carbon, 57.1% oxygen. The molecular weight of this gas is 28 grams per mole. What is the molecular formula for this gas? As you went through and you calculated the empirical formula, as I asked you to do, what did you get? CO? Okay, I would agree with that. So, my empirical formula is CO. Everybody agree? Great. Now, how do I get my empirical formula into a molecular formula? The first thing you need to do is calculate the mass of my empirical formula. So, I know that carbon, 12.0107 grams, and there's only one of them. Oxygen is 15.9994 grams. So when I do my math, I come up with a mass of 28.0101 grams. Would you agree? What does my question tell me that the molecular weight was? 28 grams, right? So, if I would take 28 and divide it by this 28.0101, I'm going to get almost 1, right? Because it's the same number. So, for this particular one, my empirical formula and my molecular formula are the same. Now, I want you to do the same thing we just talked about for this one. It's different type because it's not with percentages, it's with grams, okay? So I want you to write down this example and calculate the empirical formula. Once you've done that, we'll work the rest of it. What I've done here is I have determined what the mass is for C2H3O, which is the empirical formula. When I did that, I came up with 43.04462. We okay with 43.04462? Okay. Justin, maybe you have the wrong number for hydrogen. Okay. But nonetheless, my weight of my empirical formula is 43.04462 grams. Now, what do I need to do? I need to take the weight that they give me. Here is my molecular weight. My molecular weight. So I take that 172.2 grams and I divide by the weight of my empirical formula. When I do that, I come up with 4.00. So, what does that tell me? That tells me that the molecular weight is 4 times the empirical weight. So what do I have to do to my empirical formula? I have to times everything by 4. When I do that, I'm going to get C8H12O4. So what is my what is my molecular formula? C8H12O4. So the hardest part of this, once again, is doing the empirical formula and then converting that, using that number to determine how much bigger it is to get the molecular formula. Got a thumbs up? You sure, Justin? You're still hung up with that whole? All right. But you understand how to get the molecular formula. Okay, good. All right. Now, that's all the notes I have for you today. That's all the examples. Go back to your WebAssign. Now you can do the molecular formula as well as the empirical formula. So you can do every problem on that WebAssign, and that WebAssign is due on the 14th, which is next Wednesday. Okay? So, if you have questions, come up and ask.